Okay, everybody, here we are, man. We're back again. We are hitting up side two of Jethro Tull's third studio album entitled Benefit. Side one was very good, man. I love the musicianship of Jethro Tull, their signature sound, including Ian's voice, the really nice signature sound, even with the flute, man, and the bass groove, the rhythm section. Their musicianship is on par with anybody in rock and roll. How these guys have been passed over for so long for Hall of Fame is simply criminal. But let's not get into our rant. Let's get into this excellent album, hitting up side two, man. Gonna try my best to see if I can attach the review portion to this and see if it makes it up on YouTube. But failing that, I'll break it in threes. All right, man. Jethro Tull, Benefit, Side 2. Let's get it. Listen to that musicianship. I can just sit here all day and just listen to them jam.
Flying so high, trying to remember how many cigarettes did I bring along. When I get down, I'll jump in a taxi cab, driving through London town to cry you a song.
To cry you a song, meaning there's emotional content that's going to be behind his delivery.
Been a long time, still shaking my wings. Well, I'm a glad bird. I got changes to ring.
I got changes to run. He's learned something and he's going to go about doing it differently next time around. There they go, stretching out the damn song. It's one of the core elemental charms of classic rock.
Closing my dream inside this paper bag. Thought I saw angels, but I could have been wrong. Searching my cage, can't find what they're looking for. Waving me through to cry you a song. It's been a long time, still shaking my wings. Well, I'm a glad bird. I got changes to ring.
Changes to listen to that tight musicianship. stories about him going home after a long flight. Creative way to tell a simple story like that, man. These guys are the shit. That was an excellent, excellent track.
Once it seemed there would always be a time for everything. Ages passed, I knew at last my life had never been. I've been missing what time could bring.
Few opportunities in life have passed him by, and time won't allow him to go back. But he's not going to lament over it.
All the places I've been make it hard to begin to enjoy life again on the inside, but I mean to. Take a walk around the block and be glad that I've got me some time to be in from the outside and inside you. I'm sitting in the corner feeling glad. Got no money coming in, but I can't be sad. That was the best cup of coffee I ever had. And I won't worry about a thing because we've got it made. Here on the inside, outside so far away. And we laugh and we sing, get someone to bring our friends here for tea in the evening. Oh, they're night to make the time go. Counting lambs, counting sheep, we will fall into sleep and awake to a new day of living and loving you so.
Is this simply just a song about someone being just content in life? Or am I missing a piece of something? Is there something else about this song that I'm missing? Let me know. I can just visualize him on stage prancing around.
Gotta take in what I can. There is no time to do what must be done. While I do some thinking, sleeping is hard to come by. So we'll all sit down and try to play in time. And we feel like singing, talking to people in my way. Talking to people in my way. Blues were my favorite color till I looked around and found another song. I felt like singing, trying so hard to reach you, playing what must be played, what must be sung, and it's what I'm singing. Talking to people in my way. Talking to people in my way.
They're having fun now. Excellent, man. Stretching the shit out of this song. Turning it into an epic jam fest. Yeah, man. They just took that song from a simple song and turned it into a great, great jam. Side 2 is definitely a little bit more on the stellar side to me than side 1.
straight-laced lady, dressed in white, but your shoes aren't clean. Painted them up with polish, in the hope we can see where you've been. The smiling face that you've worn to greet me rising at morning, send me out to work for my school. Please me and say what for. Give me the straight-laced promise and not the pathetic lie. Tie me down with your ribbons and sulk when I ask you why. Your Sunday paper voice cries, demanding truths I deny. The bittersweet kiss you pretended is offered our repairment. You're a woman. Society, you're a woman. All of the tears you're wasting are for yourself and not for me. It's sad to know you're aging, sadder still to admit I'm free. Your immature physical toy has grown too young to enjoy. At last, your straight-laced agreements. Woman, you are too old for me. You're a woman. Society, you're a woman.
Excellent stuff. Excellent story being told, isn't it? Excellent. The great Jethro Tull. Always got time for these guys, man. I know what you're about to say. You're about to say, well, yeah, dumbass. Yeah, you can say you always got time for these guys, but why don't you make some more damn time? I hear you. I hear you. Because there's a couple of you screaming at me through the screen right now saying that. I know it. I hear you, man. I gotta make more time for the great Jethro Tull. Let me tell you. These guys have so much charm and essence. They are a rock band that's just imbrued with all manner of things. They got talent, they got creativity, they can harmonize, they can jam, yo. They followed a great structure of a rock and roll song, and they can, like Saucity, they can turn it onto a different element and tell a great story, you know. They've got so much going on for them. And then Ian, man. Ian is in my top 5 best vocalists in rock, absolutely. Where do you put him? Where do you put Ian in regards to where frontmen are concerned? Not frontmen so much, but just the sake of vocals and delivery. Where do you put Ian Anderson in regards to just being a really good, consistent deliverer of excellent vocals? Crisp, clear, he knows how to tell a story, he knows how to jam, he knows how to pitch high, he knows how to keep it constant. He's got a masterful command of his vocal range, his vocal delivery. I love that about him. And again, crisp and clear is a big thing for me. I never have to strain to understand what he's saying. Sometimes I really have to think about what he's saying to you, but I never have to strain to understand him. I love that, man. Yeah, absolutely. In my top 5 of best vocalists in rock, for sure, man. All right, so side 2 of Benefit to me is the better side. I like side 2. Man, these songs are fantastic, really showcasing their musicianship, their creativity, their ability to tell a good story, their ability to jam, their ability to take the structure, what I'm calling that classic structure of a rock song, stretching it out, you know. Sometimes there's 2 solos in one song. I mean, yo, man, they really knew what they were doing back in the day, let me tell you. So, let's do a little background. Let's do a little, get a little information on how this album came about, how it's affected their life, their legend, the chronology of things, all of that, man. Benefit. So, Benefit is the 3rd studio album by British rock band Jethro Tull, released in April of 1970. It was the first album to include pianist and organist John Evan, though he was not yet considered a permanent member of the group, and the last to include bass guitarist Glenn Cornick. It was recorded at Morgan Studios, the same studio where the band recorded its previous album Stand Up. However, the band experimented with more advanced recording techniques. Frontman Ian Anderson said that he considers Benefit to be a much darker album than Stand Up, owing to the pressures of an extensive US tour and frustration with the music business. Yeah, man. I would love to see a documentary from the point of view of the artists themselves about the music industry from in that Renaissance period, let's say from 65 to 75, what the music industry was like, how many sharks were in the water, you know, are there personalities larger than life in that business at that time? Were there a whole bunch of Don Kings in that giant ocean? You know what I'm talking about? That's what I want to, if you know of a documentary like that, you know what I'm trying to get at, let me know. That'd be very, very interesting. And from the point of view of the people who are in the industry, the creators, the organizers, people like that. If there is such a documentary, please let me know. All right. Man, where the hell was I? Yeah, okay. And their frustration with the music business. Production. Guitarist Martin Berry said that Benefit was a lot easier to make than previous albums, as the success of Stand Up allowed the musicians more artistic latitude. Bassist Glenn Cornick stated that the band's intention was to capture a more live feeling as, quote, "I felt the last one sounded like a group of session musicians performing various songs. It was pretty cold," unquote. Benefit incorporated studio techniques such as reverse recording, flute and piano tracks on With You There to Help Me, and manipulating the tape speed, guitar on Play in Time. Play in Time was excellent, man. Fantastic jam. In a 1970 interview, Ian Anderson noted that the addition of the keyboardist John Evans had changed the band's style. Quote, "John has added a new dimension musically, and I can write more freely now. In fact, anything is possible with him at the keyboard," unquote. Excellent. Musical style. Ian Anderson said that Benefit was a guitar riff album, recorded in a year in which artists like Cream, Hendrix, and Led Zeppelin were becoming more riff-oriented. Anderson also noted that Benefit is a rather dark and stark album, and although it has a few songs on it that are rather okay, I don't think it has the breadth, variety, or detail that Stand Up has. But it was an evolution in terms of the band playing as a band. Overall, Anderson considered the album a natural part of the group's evolution, unquote. Critical reception. Rolling Stone called the album lame and dumb. Yo. Man. I shouldn't say after all these years, a year and a half, 2 years of doing these reviews, I got 20,000 subscribers. And after a year and a half, all 20,000 of you have yet to provide me with a satisfactory answer to this question. Music critics, where do they get qualified? How are they qualified? How do they become music critics? How do they become relevant in the fabric of music, in the fabric of judging songs, rating songs, all of that sort of shit? I have yet, after a year and a half, 20,000 subscribers, all 20,000 of you have not provided me a substantial amount of reasoning to, justify the existence of a music critic. Let me know why these guys exist. Let me know how they get qualified into being music critics. If it's just a matter of, hey, wake up in the morning and then you know what? I'm going to be a music critic. All I got to do is just, start my own online magazine and then just start reviewing music. If it's that simple, I am going to start becoming a damn music critic. Let me know about this shit because, up to this point, I still don't have a lot of stock in music critics. I'm missing out on something. Educate me if that's the case. I know some of you are going to lay into me. I don't care. All right. Rolling Stone, man. Oh, yeah. And while I'm at it, while I'm in this riled up state, a couple of days ago, I did a reaction that included King Crimson. And get this, that, what's that pinhead's name? That Chris Gow guy. Get this shit. He called King Crimson's, now not just any track, 21st Century Schizoid Man. He called that, get this, Erdsad's shit. Erdsad's shit. That's what he called it. Now, at first, I didn't understand what Erdsat meant. I thought that it was just some sort of, slang for saying, hey, that's some good shit. Because there's just no way that I can conceive in my mind anybody calling 21st Century Schizoid Man shit. But the guy called it Erdsad's shit. Erdsad's meaning a cheap imitation. Well, who is King Crimson imitating? And Erdsad's shit. Critics, man, I feel the burn. I feel this gonna turn into a rant. So let's get back to what I was doing. I lost my damn way again. Rolling Stone called the album lame and dumb. Disc and Music Echo was also unimpressed, but recognized the band's quality. Quote, "This album doesn't advance by such a drastic leap as Stand Up did from This Was. It's more like the Jethro Tull we've seen and heard for the past year. It seems to be a remarkably long album and shows what an exciting group this is. Exciting because they can have quite long guitar breaks and still retain a very tight and together sound." Absolutely. See? Now why can't you say it like that? Yeah, this particular album is not my favorite. It's not as good as so-and-so because of such and such, and comparing it to this and this and this is the rating that I gave it, and this is why. See, the brother explained himself. He says that it is not as good as the others because of so and so and so. End of story. He didn't call it ersatz shit and lame and dumb. Yo, man. The Village, oh yeah, here comes Pinhead. The Village Voice critic Robert Christgau appreciated the riffs around which all the songs were constructed, but was taken away by the lyrics that he judged hard to recall. Okay, alright, that was fair. Can't say he isn't balanced and fair sometimes. All Music and Record Collector's much later reviews were more positive in accepting the album's style. Bruce Eder stated that, quote, "Most of the songs on Benefit display pleasant, delectably folk-like melodies attached to downbeat, slightly gloomy, but dazzlingly complex lyrics, with Barry's guitar adding enough wattage to keep the hard rock listeners very interested. To Cry You a Song, I would say that's my favorite on side 2. To Cry You a Song, Son, and For Michael Collins, Jeffrey and Me, all defined Tull's future sound. Barry's amp cranked up to 10, especially on Sun, coming in above Anderson's acoustic strumming, a few unexpected changes in tempo, and Anderson spouting lyrics filled with dense, seemingly profound imagery and statements. Okay, unquote. Record Collector reviewer, analyzing the collector's edition of 2013, praised the Steven Wilson remix and wrote, quote, "Benefit forms the perfect bridge between the rolling, tumbling Tull of old and the tightly braided riffs and prickly lyrics presented by Aquilon." Unquote. All right. So that concludes Wikipedia Song Fact Info on Benefit. All right. Maybe it's not, I don't know, in their top 5 of albums, but it's still Jethro Tull. You know, it's kind of like saying about Led Zeppelin, yeah, all right, Led Zeppelin 3 is completely different, but it's not ersatz shit. It's not old, lame, and dumb. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have a lot of thunder, but it still has a unique signature Led Zeppelin sound. And so with Jethro Tull, same thing. They're not going to crank out top 10 ranking albums every single album. I mean, how many albums have these guys produced? I have no idea, but I'm guessing probably in the neighborhood of 15 to 20, probably, you know? Anyway, hey, pardon my rant towards critics, but I'm about 75% serious. If all it takes to become a music critic is just to create your own online magazine and just start rating music and doing I might do that shit. All right, good, solid album. I like all the songs. I like both sides. Side 2 is my standout very much, but they're all good. And their sound is very good, still has the Jethro Tull charm, still has enough thunder, tight precision, great musicianship, good storytelling. Ian's vocal delivery is on point, and I definitely put him in my top 5 favorite rock singers. Absolutely, man, without a doubt. So, I'm just scrolling down here, checking my notes before I bounce, man. Fingers crossed about both of these sides, both the side 2 and the review portion that I'm attaching to it. Fingers crossed that I'll make it up on YouTube. Failing that, I'll break it up into 3s and see how that works. Yeah, man, I got reactions coming up for Antoine, Amy, Charles, Maurice. Reactions coming up for you guys. I'm still running behind my Pink Floyd reactions, man. I gotta, I don't know, just isolate a date and time to get that done and not get distracted by anything else. It's almost 2 weeks and I still haven't touched on 72 Pompeii. I gotta finish that off, just like I'm finishing off Led Zeppelin's Song Remains the Same. I'm very focused on doing that, so I gotta get focused on doing that with Pink Floyd. So bear with me, I'll get to my Pink Floyd. Some people are screaming at me. All right, man. Oh, yeah. Here is a question. What do you think of this kind of affair? Now that I have concluded Deep Purple's A Taste of the Band, that is the album that featured Tommy Bolin. And then shortly after they completed that album, they went their separate ways. Of course, before that, Ritchie Blackmore had gone off and formed Rainbow. Now, Deep Purple had split. A short measure of time later, sadly, Tommy Bolin passed. And it would take them from 75 all the way up to 84 before the Mark II lineup reformed Deep Purple. So, that time gap, there was some element of Deep Purple going on in the capacity of Ritchie Blackmore. Ritchie Blackmore went off and he formed Rainbow with Ronnie James Dio. So a couple of subscribers wrote to me and said, hey, Wayne, why don't you think of doing this? Why don't you include Rainbow as part of kind of like your Deep Purple chronology? Do reactions to the Rainbow albums. It's not exactly Deep Purple, but you know, one of the sole pillars of Deep Purple was indeed Ritchie Blackmore. His vision, his dictate, you know what I'm saying? And so he took that with him to form Rainbow. So in a way, we're still getting a bit of Deep Purple. So why don't you do that? I think it would be a sad misstep if you just side passed that and just jumped all the way to 84, you know? So you know what? That's some good ass logic to me, man. So before I do it, tell me what you think. Give me the yays and the nays, you know, and let me know about that if you think I should do that, because it's intriguing as hell to me and it makes all the sense in the world. When you talk sense to me, I listen. It's kind of like when someone said to me, hey, you know, don't be jumping around with Led Zeppelin with their live stuff, just like you did with their studio stuff at first. Go all the way back and start from the beginning and see how their sound, even live, evolved over a period of time. Start from the beginning. You know what? That's some logical shit. So I'm going to do that. So let me know what you think about Deep Purple. You know, now that I'm at this point with Deep Purple's chronology, it's a big gulf between 75 and 84, but Ritchie Blackmore is still active. So let me know about that. Let me know what you think. If I should follow through and continue with the Deep Purple chronology, but also including Rainbow. Let me know about that, all right? Okay, man. So back to Tull. Great group. Fantastic group. I like them very much. I'm not at the point of loving them yet because I still haven't done enough. I know that I eventually will grow to love them, but I haven't done enough of them yet. Believe it or not, a year and a half, I can only think of 3, 4, maybe at the very most 5 occasions that I've done Jethro Tull reactions. So needless to say, yo man, I am just grossly behind in regards to covering a great super group like this. Don't even get me started on how behind I am with the Rolling Stones. I know, criminal. It took me a year and 5 months to finally get to the Who. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really get to the Who. And if I didn't have a great supervisor at work who was willing to let me cut out early and that sort of thing. Now, mind you, I didn't know the Who was his favorite band, but he actually let me cut out early to get it done. I got a lot of Who stuff done. Not all of it, but a great big bite that I'm really, really satisfied. And everybody else, I think, was satisfied too, especially my patrons. So, of course, I'll never have that kind of freedom of time again, but now that I don't have restrictions like I did when Artist of the Month was going, I can, let's say, focus on Jethro Tull. I don't know, give them the Unholy Trinity treatment, you know, something like that, but just do something on more of a consistent regular where I'm taking them in a little bit more instead of every couple of months. I got to figure out how that goes. But in its way is, you know, the Unholy Trinity plus Pink Floyd, you know, and I've dropped the ball on Rush too, because I started off my channel focusing on 3 supergroups, right? And then the Unholy Trinity was included in that. So I don't want to bite off more than I can handle, but I got to find a way to get a little bit more Jethro Tull in there. That's basically my point. So we'll see how it goes. I'll figure something out. Anyways, I'm rambling now, so have a good one. This was an excellent album. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck in regards to getting this up on YouTube. Take care, and I'll see you in another reaction. Peace.